The disciplinary hammer has fallen at the Emirates. UEFA has officially fined Arsenal following fan incidents during their Champions League clash against Bayer Leverkusen. The governing body cited the lighting of fireworks by supporters as the primary cause for the penalty. As Mikel Arteta prepares his squad for a massive semi-final showdown with Atletico Madrid, fans are watching closely to see how the club responds to these latest regulatory headaches.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Is there a void at the heart of the Gunners' attack? Experts are debating whether Viktor Gyokeres is truly the answer for Arsenal, or if the team is still missing that elusive Erling Haaland-style presence to clinch a Premier League title. While Gyokeres has shown flashes of brilliance, critics argue that the club lacks the ruthless cutting edge required to sustain a championship charge. The pressure is mounting on the front line to prove they have the firepower to dominate when the season reaches its boiling point. The tactical blueprint is set for a massive clash at the Emirates. Mikel Arteta is preparing his Arsenal side for a high-stakes encounter against Newcastle United this Saturday. With Bukayo Saka sidelined due to injury, the predicted 4-3-3 lineup relies on the midfield trio of Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, and Martin Odegaard to control the center of the pitch. Fans are eager to see if this configuration can bounce back from their recent defeat against Manchester City. End of an era at Arsenal Women. The club has officially confirmed that veteran goalkeeper Manuela Zinsberger will be departing this summer upon the expiration of her contract. After 7 incredible years, 143 appearances, and multiple trophies, Zinsberger leaves behind a legacy defined by excellence, even as her final season was tragically cut short by injury. We will be tracking all the latest developments, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Ever wonder what a few flares actually cost your club? It turns out, for Arsenal, the price tag is exactly €2,250. UEFA has officially slapped the Gunners with a fine following that intense Champions League clash against Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. While the focus was squarely on Mikel Arteta's tactical masterclass, a hard-fought draw followed by a decisive win, some supporters decided to bring pyrotechnics into the mix. It is a recurring headache for European clubs. Those flares look dramatic on TV, but they are strictly prohibited, and UEFA never misses an opportunity to hand out a bill. Ironically, their next opponents, Sporting, also found themselves in the crosshairs, hit with a slightly larger fine for fans throwing objects during their own showdown with North London's finest. It is fascinating to see how these disciplinary ripples extend across the continent. Spurs copped a heavy €10,000 penalty for a late kickoff and some aggressive conduct, while PSG's disastrous tie against Chelsea turned into a total fiscal mess thanks to a cocktail of crowd disturbances and more fireworks. Arsenal is now moving into the semifinals against Atletico Madrid, and you have to wonder if the club will be tightening the reins on fan behavior as the stakes hit an all-time high. A historic run for Arteta's men is currently in full swing, but it is clear that off the pitch, the authorities are watching just as closely as the fans. What do you think? Is a monetary fine actually enough to stop the pyro, or is it just the cost of doing business in modern football? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest updates as the Champions League drama unfolds. Is Viktor Gyokeres actually the missing link in Arsenal's quest for Premier League glory, or is the North London club still chasing a ghost? Ever since the days of Thierry Henry, the search for a true, talismanic number 9 has felt like a recurring nightmare for the Gunners. From Giroud to Aubameyang, and now the complex situation with Gabriel Jesus, the puzzle remains unfinished. When Arsenal secured the signature of Viktor Gyokeres for £55 million, the hype was astronomical, and rightly so, given his blistering record of 97 goals in just over 100 games for Sporting. But here is the reality check. Scoring in Portugal is one thing, but dominating the Premier League is a different animal entirely. While he started his home debut with a bang, finding the back of the net has become an uphill battle as the season wears on. Even with 12 league goals under his belt, he isn't the undisputed king of the Emirates. often rotating with Kai Havertz in a system that still feels like it is searching for an identity. Former Gunners striker Paul Dickov put it bluntly, Arsenal are still missing that lethal, cold-blooded cutting edge. Look at Erling Haaland. Even in a bad season, he is a force of nature who can decide a game in the 91st minute with a single touch. It is that psychological cushion, that absolute belief that one moment of magic will bail you out, that separates winners from challengers. The stats don't lie. Gyokeres is currently the only player in the squad hitting double digits in the league, with Saka and Ez trailing behind. Arsenal is desperate for that creative spark to step up when the pressure cooker starts whistling. Does Gyokeres have the grit to transform into the heir to Henry's legacy, or will he become another name on the list of what-ifs? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Arsenal need a new marquee signing to win the title, or is the current squad just lacking belief? Hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of football, and remember, in this league, titles are won by those who refuse to miss. Is Arsenal's title charge slipping away, or is this the perfect bounce-back moment? After that gut-wrenching 2-1 defeat to Manchester City, Mikel Arteta needs a statement performance at the Emirates this Saturday. But Newcastle United isn't exactly the opponent you want when you're looking for an easy restart. It is going to be a tense afternoon in North London, and all eyes are on how Arteta recalibrates his side. Expect the Gunners to stick with their trademark 4-3-3, and honestly, don't look for too many radical shake-ups. David Raya keeps his spot in goal, despite that brace against City, and the defensive core remains rock solid with Gabriel and William Saliba looking to tighten things up at the back. The fullback situation is particularly interesting, with Christian Mosquera and Piero Hincapié getting the nod to prove their worth on the flanks. With Ricardo Calafiori and Jurrien Timber still major doubts, Ben White provides the necessary insurance policy from the bench. Moving into the midfield, the trio of Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, and Martin Odegaard is tasked with winning the engine room battle, a prerequisite if they want to control this game. While Christian Norgard waits in the wings to provide fresh legs in the second half, the front line has a different look. With Bukayo Saka still sidelined, the burden falls on Kai Havertz to spearhead the attack, flanked by Eberechi Eze and Noni Madueke. They need to be dynamic, constantly pushing that defensive line to create space. And keep an eye on Gabriel Martinelli and Viktor Gyokeres. They might start on the bench, but if the game is deadlocked late on, they are Arteta's primary weapons to snatch all 3 points. So, will this lineup be enough to keep the pressure on at the top? Hit that like button if you think the Gunners take the win, and let me know your score predictions in the comments below. Football is rarely predictable, but one thing is certain: Arsenal has no room for error. End of an era, Gunners fans. Today we have to say a bittersweet goodbye as Arsenal officially confirms that goalkeeper Manuela Zinsberger will be leaving the club this summer once her contract expires. It is never easy seeing a player who has given so much to the badge move on, especially one who has been a pillar in the squad for the last 7 years. Since making the move from Bayern Munich back in 2019, Zinsberger racked up an impressive 143 appearances, becoming a familiar, reliable face between the posts. You have to feel for her, though. She was ready to embrace a new challenge this season as the number 2 behind Daphne van Domselaar, but a brutal ACL injury back in October cruelly cut her season, and ultimately her Arsenal career, shorter than anyone anticipated. It is a tough pill to swallow to see a tenure end on the sidelines, but her legacy is undeniable. We are talking about 2 League Cup titles, an Austria Footballer of the Year award, and that Golden Glove from the 2021-22 season. She has left a genuine mark on the Women's Super League. What is your favorite memory of Manu in an Arsenal shirt? Drop a comment below and let us know. It has been a pleasure watching her climb to the top, and while this chapter closes, she is undoubtedly leaving behind a high bar for the next generation. Thanks for everything, Manu. Good luck on the next adventure.